Generic greetings and welcome back once again to Prison Architect. Today's beverage is a very creamy banana oat milk milkshake. So welcome back to the game, and previously we were doing some more building and getting some more inmates, specifically down here for, well, both of those things, and we also put in the workshop, which I don't believe I actually signed in one to it. Prison labour, no, let's assign the 11 people to that one. We are doing, obviously, some programs for the training and all that, as well as the solar panel stuff, which it's more of a work thing rather than the sort of green energy goal stuff. Anyway, let's go over to grants and prison manufacturing facilities just to give us a little bit extra. We are aiming towards getting the prison done in this episode. We need to get at least 100 inmates, have a bank balance of at least 60,000 generic units of currency. We're currently on nearly 85,000, so that's fine, and then have a net positive cash flow, which we do have, and obviously we're going to get another 20 inmates anyway, so we should be all right for that one. I do want to obviously finish off the buildings, so we've got this slightly smaller cell block here, which I have a plan for, and then I probably want to put some fences and road gates on the outside. Not because it's going to make it necessarily more secure, because obviously no escape plans, but it's more just tradition and it'll finalise it off. And I would very much like to put a perimeter wall in, but it's going to cost a lot of money and that'll take us under and past time. So we'll see how we get on. Anyway, over to quick build and then custom and then cloning. And I can't clone the entire cell block because, as you can see, it is slightly too large by one tab. But what I can do is I can go back over to the custom and then cloning here, and then select just the top little bit of it, and then click that into place. And then we're going to select the bottom bit, and then click that as well. Now the central bit will obviously have to have some foundation, but I don't want to build that yet. I want to make sure that this game's alright, and well, basically the workers build these two bits first, and then I'll go back and do the middle section there. So yeah, let's just see how we get on. But yeah, this is probably, like I say, going to be the last episode of the series. We've done obviously several of, well, the campaign modes. So you've got in the death row one, which was all about basic building. We then had some look at some needs, and then do some firefighting and emergency stuff, and then finally some reform and such. And obviously this is all sort of put it together. So we're pretty much back onto sort of standard series approach, where we just have a sort of sandbox look at it. And well, I don't know what happens when we get to build a prison. I assume there's going to be some sort of end little story type of thing, because, well, that's just what it feels like. It's just feels like that's the way it's going to go, and that's what's to expect. But yeah, the fun will be in finding out, because it won't be too long to get all of this built. I will have to put in the patrols. I've got the ones roaming around the outside with the doggos, but I'll do the middle ones as well. But this is going to take us up to at least 100 inmates, which is good. I don't know if this build a prison, if the endgame triggers straight away as soon as we hit that, but we shall see. We have got in some other grants. We've got Reform to Education Initiative, which we're 80% on the foundation education course, and then we've got the general education, which I think there was a couple of people on that as well, so that's pretty good. Cell block C, raise the prisoner capacity to 100, we're on 91%, or 91, and then finally produce some license plates, which we are actually producing. You see it says working, and we're producing some of these blanks, and then it gets put into the presses and goes from there. So we will be producing these. In fact, yeah, you can see them moving over there, and yeah, we're now on 13%, 16, 20, so that'll be done in short order and give us a nice healthy bank balance, where we are at 95 for our capacity. It's all medium. I think we went with that just as a matter of course as default. There's that grant completion payment that I believe was, it was the workshop produced license plates. I'm just going to pick up, because we can, the reform program research, which we're never going to do in this campaign, but we'll see how we get on. Looks like we need to run some power and water into these places. The power is in, but because it's not indoors, it's not having a fun time of that one. So let's just see. And there's another grant that I got done, grant completion, which is was that training? I think it probably will have been. Let's do programs. Foundation? No. Okay. It'll have been 100 inmates. Yeah, cell block C. Okay, that's all good. Still waiting for this to be built. Let me go to brick. So it said requires entrance, and then it didn't because it's technically got these entrances either side. That's why I didn't want to build it in the first instance. Let me just go over to door servo here, and we'll get that positioned. I will prioritise obviously the building of that one because they're going to start putting foundation in and actually bricking people up in the cells, which is not what we're all about. Looks to be that's in place now. Let's go to wiring connections and to the door control system, which is now in. I'll also have to put in the CCTV at the back, which I can't do because we haven't got that built. Okay, so Mayor Calvin Heller is calling. You've achieved the minimum requirements for a state prison. Where you go from here is up to you. At this point, it is completely up to you and how your company proceed. At the Mayor's office, there's only one number that we care about, and that is the reoffending rate. If you can reduce reoffending rates amongst your prisoners, I'd call that a success. People like Dr. Hurst believe you can only achieve that through education reform, skills training, and the like. In my opinion, punishment can just be effective a method. It's up to you. I wish you the best of luck. When you are done, click on the Polaroid on the road to leave the prison. Okay, so where's the Polaroid on the road? There it is there. Okay, and I've just got an achievement for completing this, because although when I originally played it, I don't think it was on Steam. It was directly from Introversion, so there wouldn't have been Steam achievements then. So yeah, looks to be all completed here, which is good. And then, hang on, the door servo's gone. Where's the door servo gone? Can I have it back in stock, please, and thank you? There we go. And then I'll build that. Obviously, I need to put the flooring in of the middle as well, and also for some reason the water hasn't been done, so we'll do that. And then we'll go with flooring and concrete tiles, and that's now in. Utilities, wiring, connections, and let's go with the door control system, so that's now in. CCTV, obviously, which is not going to be centralised, which is a bit of a shame, but it'll do the job quite nicely, just as effective as the other stuff, so that's all good. Wiring connections, CCTV monitor, and we can see it's being installed. Someone's going to install it now, and then we've got that all connected. I guess deployment's going to be the next thing. So blue patrol, and there we go, and assign a guard to that. Actually, I'll put it on the front where it's like the same on the others as well. Alright, so where do we go from here? Well, we have almost finished the reform through education initiative, which is good, and I've just realised I've got 175,000 generic units of currency, which means I am going to spend a fair bit of money on putting in the perimeter wall. So I'm happy with that, because I didn't think I'd get it. I didn't think I'd have the funds available, but looks like we are doing all right. Let's do something similar around here as well, because we are going to put in the road gate. And obviously door control systems and servos and all of that, so that's good. We do have cell block D, raise prisoner capacity to 200. There is no way we're going to get that one done. We can also, I mean, you can get land expansion. We could have went down that route, but no, I think it's sort of goal achieved, really, of getting through the campaign. When you feel like you've done enough, click on the Polaroid on the road to proceed. We'll do that in a bit once we get this perimeter in. I guess I could do this one as a perimeter as well, so double perimeter wall. It is certainly doable. I just don't know whether or not we need to. Over to walls and doors, and to, technically it's a gate, isn't it? Let's just type in a road, and you get road barrier and road gates. The road gate's going to go in like so, and then I tend to put the barrier in is a little bit of a gap, so there and there, that's fine. Obviously we'll have to put in the perimeter walls as well. Won't show if we've got road typed in, so that's all good. And then that's all good. And then door control system as well. And then we'll have to run all of the wiring. So there we go, there's that one, and there's that one. Hopefully I'll be able to connect it up. I should be able to. So I'm just going to run electrical like that, and that should be that pretty much in. looks like they've, I was going to say pretty much done the perimeter wall, but that's not true. They've still got loads of it over on the left there. But you can see just how much money we've spent. We had nearly 180,000 generic units of currency. We're now down to 72. So that's how expensive this perimeter wall is. But you know, it is secure. If I just kept it like it was with the fence, as soon as we put escape plans on, basically there's going to be people just hopping over the fence and such. So yeah. I mean, they can do that by stealing something from the laundry, and if you're in escape mode, which I'm not too sure if we can attempt this in escape mode, not that I would, yeah, any level of strength and you just climb over fences, so you just go hop hop and then you're straight across, so not too much of a difficult task there. Let's go utilities and wiring and connections again, and there's the door control system all set up. Phone tap. Do I need to assign the phone tap to anything else? I think putting some phones around the middle would be okay, but I don't think we need it. Let's have a quick look at family needs, actually. Family. There's a little bit of a critical need. One person. 92 prisoners have the need. 33 are concerned. 2 are desperately want to fill the need, and 1 is furious. And that's probably someone in and around here. John Bailey could be. Let's see if any of them, anyone in here wants to become a confidential informant. It appears not, but then we don't have a line of sight in here, so we can't see them there. But yeah, we're going to get in 2 hours. The last prisoner to take us over 100. Obviously, we've hit 100 anyway because we've done the achievement. But yeah, it's been good. I've enjoyed the look at the campaign. The one of the big takeaways, apart from just how the game introduces you to certain elements, is fog of war. I didn't realise when you turn it off, it does change the game in you know, a couple of noteworthy ways. You know, for a start, I don't think it's as good to look at, but you know, your mileage may vary. But the whole not being able to see stuff, you know, you have to have CCTV monitors, which, to be fair, yes, they can scan through walls. We know that. It is a noteworthy thing. You have to either assign more people to areas, you have to have CCTV all over the place. And this is, after all, just a small prison, small map, yet we have 2 CCTV monitors. So imagine playing on a medium or large map with fog of war on. That will be, well, it'll be an experience, that's for sure. Yeah. So just before we finish off, and I know it's going to be a short episode, but that's alright, just going to double check our patrols. So we do have a doggo patroller out here. We've got patrols in the middle. That's alright. Assignments, we've got people on the front area in parole. Probably should have them in the kitchen as well. I know that generally just hang around, but it is a useful thing to have. How many guys do we have available? 30 regular guards and 10 are available. I don't really need to hire any more then, do I? For the most part, the prison has been fairly sedate. We have had 1 fatality in this one, and we do get, there you go, some levels of OD. That's just how it happens, because if we go over to here, the last 7 days, stuff is, I mean, it's a leaky ship. The entire prison is a leaky ship. Stuff has been smuggled in. It's been thrown in, mainly. Thrown, smuggled, thrown. Yeah. I mean, I don't think there's much I could really do. I mean, if I picked up land expansion now, I could expand in all directions and then put the extra wall in. That would stop it, but I don't think we really need that in our lives. Let me double check and go to reform and release prisoners. We're still net positive of 1,000 generic units of currency, which is good. Total valuation is 410,000, which is good. In terms of reform, it has improved, but work hasn't gone up, which is curious. Prison grading: punishment of 3, reform at 6, security 0, but call at 5 out of 10, and then health at -1, call at 4 out of 10. Reoffending rate, absolutely right where you would expect it, 33%. 32 prisoners have been released, 22 have reoffended, none escaped, and 1 death in custody. So we've had worse ones. Prisoners executed, in brackets, innocent, 0 and 0. So obviously we've had no one. Well, we did start with death row. It's what we started the game with, and we decided we were going to knock it down, and that's what we've done. But yeah, this is obviously the campaign in 2025, running all of the DLC. There are obviously still rooms that we have not yet placed, and new ones at that. So things like psychiatrist's office, gymnasium, vegetable allotment, fruit orchard, farming field, restaurant, bakery, fight club, cage. We don't have a pantry, don't need one. Graveyard, similar thing. Visitor reception, and cinema. So all of that was a additional thing. You also get your padded stuff as well. But which, to be fair, the setting for prisoners being able to turn criminally insane was turned on. But I don't know if that would actually function or not. But yeah, we have in the perimeter wall, we have in the road gates and barriers. Why is that locked open? I like the way it closes as we were sort of questioning it and judging it a bit. We could probably place a couple more items in here because, well, why not? We could have a couple of tables or anything, like a couple of oval tables, one there. Why not? And then on the way in, could have a sort of table football. I was going to actually place it against the wall like that. That should be fine. But yeah, overall, it's been, I think, a fairly interesting little look back, and we found out that yes, it is indeed possible to play the game, the campaign, with all the new stuff, with DLCs, with, you know, all the modern accompaniments. But I think we're going to leave the campaign there. Looks like the animal therapist is coming out. That again, that was not in the game when this was originally released. So yeah, we're probably going to get a couple of little endgame bits now. So click on the Polaroid and we fade to black. Are we going to get any level of phone calls? I recognise them. Officer Keane, still nothing? How long's that? That's Henry Morgan. I lost count, no calls, no letters. I'm sorry, Morgan, that's gotta hurt. But you've got a chance here, don't mess it up. And Dr. Walter Hurst. Henry, good luck. Don't try to tell them what you think they want to hear. I have to go, I'm live on air in 1 minute. And there's Henry going into parole, with the parole lawyer there. So, yeah, sat down, having a little chat. CNDC News, welcome back to this special edition of CNDC News, live with City Mayor Calvin Heller. Joining us now is Dr. Walter Hurst, who has been accused of squandering huge sums of money on prison reform. Dr. Hurst, you believe you've achieved success? I believe everyone has the potential for improvement, and we must offer them that chance. I can state with absolute conviction that I've seen real improvements in the attitude and hopes of many of those incarcerated here. I'm guessing the Mayor's going to disagree. Incarceration should be a deterrent. It should not be an opportunity for developing or change. Punishing and dehumanising them during their experience only serves to nurture delinquency, according to Mayor. And looks like we have the guy coming out and, well, it doesn't look good. Don't know if the news is good or not. Are we going to see them in civilian clothes, heading back to their house? There's a church, chapel, office buildings. There's a little cafeteria, canteen, before that was actually added as a thing. And a library. And looks to be a doctor's office. The bus pulls up. We provide these men with valuable skills, but more importantly, hope. And we are helping them to integrate back into society and contribute after they leave. There we go. Looks like they're out. And heading down the street. Watch them forget their keys. Ordinary citizens don't get free training, free education, guaranteed paid work. We are neglecting the victims of crime and rewarding the perpetrators. Spending vast sums simply to make these criminals feel good about themselves. Yeah, there's Morgan's flat. And is their family going to answer? Looks like. And reunited, by the look of it. Dr. Walter Hurst, we can make a difference even if we have to do it one individual at a time. And there's the children, which they were a baby when we last saw them. You can tell a tomcat 100 times to leave the birds in your backyard alone, but he'll always come back. It's in his nature. Good for Morgan. Not really a narrative we'd expect to see in it, but there it is. Is there going to be any follow-up? Prison Architect. Brought to you by Double Level Limited, Middlesbrough, UK, and Paradox Interactive, Stockholm, Sweden, and Introversion, London, UK. Skip the credits. Press escape to continue. That's been a bit of Prison Architect. That's been the campaign. Unlocked 5 of 5. Cutscenes all unlocked. Yeah, all done. Hopefully that has been something a bit different. A nice little look back at the campaign in 2025, as I said, and obviously checking out some of the new stuff. Obviously we're going to be jumping back onto the air quote standard mode, creating a new prison. If you have any tips, comments, suggestions, ideas for what that design might entail, then let me know in the comments. Hope you have enjoyed it. Thanks very much for watching. Take care, and generic partings.